and girls, this is Jano, and I'm about to show you how to take down an Iron Strike 45 base. This is the newest thing that Kickstarter have put out after the event. They've improved all the turrets heads, which is level 8, and they have greater range and greater DPS now, being purple and all that. And I'm just going to basically show you how to use your Hellfires and Hover Tanks as your support units, and your main attacking unit as your Banshees. Only 4 of the Banshees, and they take the minimum of less than 5 minute damage really, so it's an instant repair. Anyone that's got these units will be able to do this pretty easily on any of the Iron Strike 45 bases. You're going to need at least 8 Hellfires, elite Hellfires with double strikes on them. Any other added components on your schematics of your Hellfires are just added bonus basically, so you don't really need anything else apart from the double missile component, which is an epic tech. So if you've got that, happy days. If you don't, then you can always try the other way, which is just using your Hover Tanks and elite Riflemen as your meat shields for the Hover Tanks, as you've seen in one of my tip videos. So it's pretty simple. First of all, you need to make sure you clear out all the outer buildings, as you've already seen me do there. Then you use the walls, the level 9 walls. Not too sure exactly how Kickstarter or what Kickstarter was thinking when they decided to change up the level 10 walls to level 9 walls again. I'm guessing that it was there to create more damage. Unfortunately not in this video. As you can see, I won't take any damage at all apart from a little bit on my Banshees. I deployed too many Banshees here, so I had to be a little bit more careful because I had Banshees on the opposite side, so I had to make sure that I didn't click on all my Banshees as you've seen there, which I just did. So I just reselected all my Banshees by selecting everything that was in my sight and then singling them out in my mini tab on the bottom right. So as you can see, it's pretty much straightforward. All you do is you fist, or you press the F key on your keyboard, and then the Banshees will just go and do their own thing and hit everything in its path, especially all of the defensive and the defensive structures and defensive units in that base. I'm just going to take out that Reaper drone now. I took a little bit of time. Obviously, as you can see right here, this is basically like the first off video that I created with this. I didn't do any test and adjust videos, it was just record it as I was attacking. Any mistakes I make, it's a mistake I make. So as you've seen there, I made a mistake by deploying Banshees and sending them over to the other side, and also my third Hover Tank is also on the other side, which I was going to attempt to take out the outer buildings on the other side at the same time, which I just didn't get around doing. Hover Tank schematics, obviously you've got to make sure you've got the Hellstorm missiles on there, and you've got to make sure that you have the last stand, no last stand missiles, which is on schematic 1, so it's actually not available this Shadow Ops. It should be available probably in the next coming Shadow Ops, so you know, watch out for that one, because that's a pretty essential schematic component. Now you'll just see me swing over to the north side of this base to do basically exactly the same as what I just did on the left side of it. Once again, you spread out all your Hellfires, and you just aim at the walls and you carry on shooting. Spread out your Banshees as well and do exactly the same thing as you did on the left side, you know. There's nothing hard about this. This is basically the old school of doing things. If you found something hard, you just revert back to the old tactics, and 99% of the time the old tactics do work. If they don't work, then you try the new tactics, which is obviously using the latest and greatest units that's out, which are Vanquishers. At this current time, the Vanquishers are being countered by the Iron Cannon technology that Kickside decided to pull out, which is now in the Iron Strike bases. As you can see, the Wraith just dropped there. You know. So yeah, they've added a couple of twists in these Iron Strike or AC-45 bases, shall we call them, because they used to be the AC-45 bases. But Kickside, like I said, made a vast improvement by adding the Wraiths in there and calling it Iron Strike, and changing it up a little bit by adding brand new turret levels. So I had to end attack because I was running out of time, and I really needed to change position because I didn't have enough time to go all the way around there with my Hellfires on the other side. So there we go. Once again, you do exactly the same on the opposite side. Deploy all your 8 Hellfires with the schematics and everything. Your hover tanks, just take out all the outer buildings. Pretty simple, nothing really hard about it. I like to use Ruby a lot, as you can see here. You know, Ruby saves me a hell of a lot of time messing about targeting these outer buildings. Instead, they just do their own things with Ruby on. You know, as long as you kind of know what Ruby's reactions and actions would be at certain angles and stuff like that, you should be able to trust her pretty good. A lot of players are having difficulty with units suiciding into, I don't know, into the defensive structures and units. The only reason why you're getting that, or why that's happening, is because you're getting too close to the defensive units that's inside the watchtowers. They're ending up sniping your ground troops, making your ground troops suicide into the defensive units and structures, i.e. the mega tanks, laser tanks, and shock tanks, and all the plasma turrets. So as you can see here, none of my units are suiciding, and yes, I am clicking on the walls, actually manually targeting some stuff, the walls specifically, and then using the fist action, which is actually the fire at will. You know, the fire at will is awesome because it will only target the closest defensive structures, defensive units, last stand units that comes out that can actually cause damage to your units. As you can see right here, it's just specifically targeting everything apart from the not neutral buildings, which are just buildings that do not do any damage unless they have last stand. Also, having your hover tanks to cover your Hellfires are awesome. You can see right now I'm just basically inserting that one hover tank directly at that drone silo and killing the drone silo and the rocket silo there. I've also got that no last stand missile on there, which any buildings that I destroy or accidentally destroy with my with my hover tanks, they will not spawn last stand units, which means I'm saving myself a lot of damage. So pay attention, make sure you got all these stuff. If you don't have all these stuff, you just gotta hope that Kickside brings them back out at some point. Like I said, I could have saved myself a lot of time, or I could have just done a couple more practices with the new Iron Strike bases, and I could have perfected this video. But instead, this is what you see here now is basically a live attack. No practice on these new purple turrets, apart from what you've seen earlier when I was using the Elite Riflemen's and the hover tanks as my main attacking units, and the Elite Riflemen's and meat shield. That tactic will work on all levels of the hover tanks as long as it's level 8 and above. Why I say that is because that's the basic max range of a hover tank. You need at least the max range of the hover tanks for it to be able to break through, so that you don't get ranged too easily by the ground units that's in these bases. purely because these, like the mega tank and the laser tanks and the shock tanks are at max level, because it's a level 45 Iron Strike base, meaning that any unit, turrets, platforms, last stand units are gonna be max level, giving them max range, max DPS and max health. So yes, they will match everything you throw at it, unless you throw in, like you see me using here, the Hellfires and the Banshees. A lot of players moan and complain about these bases because they've got more turrets and more platforms or bunkers or watchtowers or drone silos than what a bod standard base would normally have, a player's base. Well, yeah, it should have more than what a player's base has, because if the player was online, you won't find it as easy to take down that base. It's exactly the same as these rogue AI bases. There's nothing controlling them, which means they are gonna be piss easy to just work at every, like, you know, every attack. And you know for a fact that no one at the other end is gonna be pressing the attack button, the repair button, and no one is gonna be controlling those units, and they're just gonna be continuously sitting there getting shot at like some newbie player that hasn't got a clue on how to defend, you know. So yeah, they should have more turrets in there. They should be more defensive, purely because it's a dumb AI to start off with, and it's just gonna sit there and get shot at. As you can see, I took no real damage that was gonna, you know, stop me from attacking another one. Good luck, guys and girls. That's the end.